some toys in here.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's the Man Child. Alright, so today up for review. Gonna go over the Masters Universe, Masterverse, Princess of Power Leech figure. It's part of the Wave 13 series of Masterverse. Yeah, he's looking pretty good, I gotta say that. And so pretty much now we have a newer Horde figure to add to our other Masterverse Horde figures. So we have Horde, Catra, Shadow Weaver, Grizzlor, now Leech. All we need is a Mantena and Modulok and we'll be rocking. Hopefully we'll see those guys, but yeah, I really like his design, you know. He's not, I want to say they have like different aesthetics, or he's a little larger up in the chest. Um, Maybe the arms and legs, it's hard to tell. Now you can see the face is very, I want to say Filmation inspired, but of course redesigned and, you know, a lot more detailed for Masterverse. He has a good mixture of colors going, so maybe later we can try to swap some parts with the Origins Leech, or heads anyway, that would be fun. It looks like he has a new crossbow, a whip, or some type of parasitic leech figure, or whip maybe. I don't know what it is exactly. We'll check it out later. But pretty cool. I'm glad to see they finally put Leech in a line. So of course this new Masterverse Leech comes with the typical box that most of the newer Masterverse figures will come with. It has a limited window, but enough to see the figure if you want to keep minting card. Has some really awesome art of Leech himself, of course, to the left-hand side. As I already mentioned, he has that Leech whip, and you can see his suction cups sort of spread out. Looks like you have like teeth now, so I'm assuming the figure also has them sculpted in. We have, let's see, Scorpio over here, so it'd be cool to get a figure of her to Masterverse at some point. And of course, Catra in cat form. Yeah, I would love to see that. The classics are supposed to do one, they never did. I really hope Masterverse comes out with one. Looks like, I guess they're on Etheria from the background. Maybe that's a Crystal Palace or something going on back there, or swamps. Hard to tell. But yeah, awesome art. And here's a quick look at the images in the back of the box. So yeah, of course, we just have a picture image of the Leech figure himself here. Once again, we can see that whip, or leech tail, or something to call it. Seems like it's attached to a bat Horde bracer. Looks like it's on the right hand, but from, let's see, it looks like I'm going to right hand too. So I'm guessing this whole piece can switch back and forth. He also comes with a iconic Horde crossbow that's molded or painted in a red color. They do have the Evil Horde symbol all the way up to the right, which is pretty neat. And of course, here's Leech with his bio. And here's a closer look at that short bio for Leech. You want to pause and read that. And dropping down, these are all 4 figures that's included with this Wave 13 series. And here's some more cool art of Leech himself on the right-hand side of the box, looking in from the window. And of course, spinning the box around on the left-hand side. So yeah, we have some more art. We have Grizzlor over here, which we already have out for the Masterverse, Filmation style. And check this out, we got a Dora. Yeah, I can almost guarantee seeing a Dora added to the Masterverse line sooner or later. And now, here's a quick look around with Leech and all his accessories out of package. Yeah, looking pretty good. You know, he's not really big. He's, I guess, a normal size compared to most Masterverse figures. He is bigger in the armor, chest and back, the new armor. But everything else, it looks like normal arms and legs for the most part. Some new sculpting. So, taking a closer look at Leech's new head sculpt as part of the Masterverse series. Yeah, looking really good. I love it. Check out the detail inside the mouth. All the teeth sculpted inside the gums. He has a tongue that's really sculpted well. The paint side there, it even looks like he has some type of, for his throat, like a sucker effect. He doesn't. He doesn't have a button like that. And he doesn't have any action features that, as far as the the hands or feet that would stick to a piece of glass. I already tried it, and the mouth doesn't either, which is okay. I mean, it's doing its own thing. But they have the lips sculpted outwards. You can see, we already talked about the open mouth. As far as the articulation with this head, we can go all the way left to right, go down about that far and back. Yeah, check out the red eyes. I love that. The scales in the back, or the kind of the fins in the background, I want to say. Let's see them, both sides. Turn them around. Now, he has this overall figure is very Filmation inspired. That's what it goes back to. A little bit of mix of the vintage design, but definitely more Filmation. Again, Princess of Power, so I see why they're calling that subline this. If you go back to the Princess of Power cartoon or the She-Ra cartoon in the 80s, Leech was, his scale was, he's pretty much the same size as Hordak and Mantena as far as height and stuff like that. Now, he is bulkier in the chest, as you can see, right? So moving down to the chest, there's a whole new buck design piece, like a heavy piece of armor, which is really cool. It has this lower black piece all the way, it goes around the front and back. Has like some spine armor sculpted in the back here. The 2 shoulder pad armor pieces. Around the neck too, he has that bone, sort of like a bone piece that's sculpted around the neck. Kind of going back to what the Origins did in the classics, but painted. So as far as the head, I want to check out the ball peg for a second. And of course, he has a typical Origins style peg with the head off. And a little later, we'll try some Origins heads on this Leech figure. And here's a little closer look at that head off the body, so you can just kind of see the inside, how it recesses to catch that peg. It almost looks like the jaw articulates because of the cut, but it doesn't. It is, you know, it's kind of, it's hard, but it's soft enough to where you can push it together if you wanted to. I don't know, once you push it together, it's going to hold like that. It doesn't look like it, but that's the overall design. Okay, so putting the head back on, moving back down to the chest and butt area. I know we already looked over this a little bit. I already talked about this bone piece that's sculpted. It looks like it's a separate part of the armor, I guess I should mention, but glued on. I like the overall color of this upper armor, or the butt and chest area armored. That's pretty neat. I mean, you can notice too that this overall Masterverse Leech has a whole mix of colors going on, so that could be fun for part swapping. So moving down, he has the Horde, right, a bat symbol. That's really cool. I like the design of that, and it's also a separate piece. Looks like it's pegged into the upper armor, which is really hard. So I like that. It's not just something painted on, right? We already looked at the back, the lacing here. So moving down, he has typical, looks like a Masterverse style ab they're using. Right, just painted to match the upper armor piece. And as far as the articulation with the upper armor over the ab piece, so we can turn left to right. Of course, he has the ab crunch. He can go all the way forward and back. That's good articulation too for Leech to go forward. Look, he's going to attack with the mouth. Pretty neat. He can also spin at the waist, right? Moving back to the arms and upper shoulders. So he has the shoulder plates here now, or guards, which are, yeah, again, really cool casting as far as the colors. They look identical on both sides, and they have the Horde, bicep band with the little red bat logo, which is also identical on both sides. Now, these shoulder armor pieces, they actually come off. At first, I thought they were part of the main armor, but they're not. What about these Horde pieces? Nope. So these look like they're all part of the main armor. But these, check that out. So they can, okay, yeah, come right off the arm on each side. Cool. So jumping ahead, you notice I pulled both of these shoulder armor pieces down over the arms, right? Now you can see he also has some type of like laced wrist bracers on both sides, which also have to come off later on with these suction cup hands. So we'll get into that later. The upper shoulder piece does have a little bit of redesign or different sculpting to match. Yeah, it looks like little suction cups or something like that, and then a typical bicep ab thing. So I'm going to put these back on for a minute because so we can demonstrate the articulation with the shoulder pads on. So going back to the right arm with the shoulder pad back up on the shoulder. We can go all the way up, down, forward, back. How far I can go out with the arm? About that far. And you can also spin these too to twist for that bicep, or the bicep crunch, or not, articulation. With these on, we can bend, let me see, all the way. How far can you bend? I'm really stuck in this figure. How about the left arm? Okay. I only go about that far. So you kind of bring the suction cup hand up to the face on the side. This hand's just getting stuck. Up there it goes. All right. Articulation's just tight. So check that out. And cover his face. Oh my. Like that. So good articulation. All right. We already know. So we can bend at the elbows, we said. Now moving back down with these. All right. Shoulder pads. Sorry. I'm trying to get stuck. So it looks like he has a regular forearm. Again, cast in green to match Leech's color, or at least the skin on the head. So on both the left and right side, as I already mentioned, he has these unique wrist bracers that are pretty cool, just like individual laced pieces with a main strap on the outer ends, and they can spin around. I guess they're meant to go on the outside like that. Now checking out his suction cup hands, these are really cool. So taking a look at the right side, that can spin. It goes in and out in hinge joint, right? Left side's all the same as far as articulation. Well, look at that design. So it's like a oval-shaped suction cup hand, but it looks like a sea lamprey, it reminds me of, which is, it's kind of a marine invertebrate parasite, eel-like fish that has a disc-shaped suction cup and a mouthful of teeth, like in the image I showed. And I kind of feel like that's sort of what I got some of the inspiration for the inside suction cups with all teeth. That's awesome. And even have little suckers on the outside, right? So both the right and left side are the same. So to remove these, let's see what kind of peg Leech has. And here's a look, one of those hands removed. So he has a newer style Masterverse pegs, which are the larger ones. So the Origins pegs, or the Leech parts from the Origins or something like that, is not going to fit in there without some kind of customization, making a smaller hole or adapter piece. Now going back to these wrist bracers, so now that piece can come off, and then we can take the shoulder band right off like that. And then jumping over to the left side, so I'm going to pull that suction cup hand out, pull the wrist bracer off, and same thing with this shoulder pad. And now here's a better look with all those parts and accessories off the arm. So yeah, here's a closer look at the upper shoulder guards, right? So you know, they're cast it in this yeah, pretty neat gold color. It's not flat, it does shine pretty well. You know, it's not vac metal, but I do like the painting on it. And of course, we already looked at the Horde band, so it's all part of the sculpt you can see, and this is just painted, or just three different sets of paint going on there: the gold, the black, and the red Horde band. And then this is a closer look at those wrist bracers. That's a neat design too. I like that they're kind of hollow. You know, it's just not a solid piece. And they're both identical as far as left and right side. And then the hand, again, going back to the suction cup hands, a little better look at that. Yeah, it has webbed fingers on the outside. Really cool. We already talked about the teeth and that larger joint. We know it could go in and out both sides. Yeah, there's basically left and right side, because this, you know, it looks like some outer thumbs here as far as the suction cups or the hands. And now here's a quick look with Leech with the upper shoulder pads and wrist bracers removed. And of course I put back a suction cup hand, so if you want to display them or use them like that, you can. So I'm just going to leave them off for now because I already took a look at them. We're familiar with the articulation, but as far as the articulation without them, let's do the right arm. All right, so we can take a little better look at it, spin, go all the way out, bend up at the face, all right? You know, can straighten the arm out, and then this can spin and go in and out. So that's pretty cool. So we already went over all the armor down to the waist. Has his own unique, belt and or loin kind of pad going on with his belt painted in gold. This is black. It's a solid piece. Not like something that can be heated and come off, I don't think. Well, it must somehow, like a lot of the Masterverse loin, you know, the pads. There's a way to take them off. I'm assuming it's something similar like that. But it's its own design for Leech. So moving down to the legs, yeah, they seem like typical Masterverse style legs as far as the size, but again, just some different molds or tooling going on. Has all the different, bumps and stuff like that. Something you expect Leech to have, something similar to the upper shoulders, but these look more like some almost suction cups or something like that, or pits, where these are actually, bumps, something like a reptile would have. Makes sense. So as far as the articulation with Leech's legs, he can go all the way out with a split. He can kick forward, go back, has the thigh cut, bend all the way up at the knee like this. The other sides are all the same. Really good articulation. Now, does he have those drop joints? Doesn't look like it. No, not from what I see, where the hip can come up and down. I don't see that with Leech. Anyway, so we took a look at the knees, the legs. Has those half Horde boots. Something similar to Hordak, I want to say. Right, painted in black with the little Horde red bat symbols, all part of sculpt, but painted. And they can spin, and like most Masterverse boots, it looks like with a lot of heat. Yeah, see, this one's already, they can come out and have the typical style Masterverse pegs. So you could put regular boots on if you wanted to. I don't know why you would. It means Leech, but you can. From what I see anyway, I'm not getting involved in that. But yeah, really cool. I like the design. And moving down to the feet. So the feet are like, again, its own style, kind of a suction cup thing, like the upper hands. But redesign that too now. So you have, so as far as the articulation, we'll make it spin and rock side to side. Right, so we have like the toes up here, kind of a web suction cup foot, want to call it. And same thing on the bottom. So these are also detailed with those teeth, similar to the lamprey fish I mentioned. That's pretty cool. They didn't have to do that. Just could have left them bare. It's a neat design for Masterverse Leech. And now, taking a look at Leech's weapons and accessories. So, of course, Leech comes with the iconic Horde crossbow, molded in red color, going back to the vintage and origins what the classics did. But, of course, redesigned for the Masterverse figures. Now, it's very similar to the first release Masterverse Hordak. side. His is white, right? Leech is red. You still have the energy bolt, the energy string, which is pretty cool. You have like this plasma bolt for an arrow or projectile, I guess it would fire. Here's the bottom if you're not familiar. Side to colors, they are very similar, but Leech's does have a little bit, some, I want to say different, little differences in the head. So Horde Axe has more of a like ridges on the top. The ears are different, things like that. And Leech's crossbow has more, looks like the ears are pointer and has some spines up top. And then for Leech's second and final accessory, so he comes with this really awesome looking whip that was shown on the, teased on the box art. So check that out. It's like a Horde head band or something. You can see the wings wrapped around. That can snap onto the right or left arm. It's really hard plastic, and of course it's sculpted for Leech's armor. It looks like it could fit on any Masterverse figure as far as forms go, depending on the figure. And check out that whip. Yeah, it looks very parasitic to me or something like that. It kind of reminds me of just odd looking. Maybe that's what it is, but it's cool they added that. Alright, so bringing Leech back in once again. Of course, I put all his accessories, the armor pieces, and forearm gauntlets back on. Let's start setting him up with his weapons or a couple accessories. So I'll just throw the crossbow on the left side. And it doesn't matter, it can go on the right or left side. And this can clip even with these bracers on. Doesn't look like it matters to me. They should fit. Like that. And now there's a quick look with that setup. I'm going to attach this whip device on top. This is what it looks like in the images on the box art. I don't think it matters if it goes on the top or bottom, but they have it set up like this. And again, it could snap right over that bracer, and it doesn't matter which way you position this. Again, going back to the art, he has it facing up. And now there's a look with that setup. Yeah, that whip is awesome. And if you got two Leeches, you can equip them with two crossbows or two of these whips, because it could work on both the left or right arm, or however you want to arrange it. All right, we'll take the crossbow off. We already know, it can work on our right arm, and then we can just attach this to the left. So it works either way. And again, you got two. You can put two of these on each side. That would be a really cool look for Leech. Okay, so moving forward with a couple quick comparisons and a little bit of mixing and matching of parts. Again, the only things I can really mix with him that I have available is the Origins Leech, which I'll compare and show soon. But I want to make a comparison between new Masterverse Leech against the NECA Staction Leech. So yeah, this is a crazy looking Leech. I mean, when I visualize Leech, going back to the vintage line, I always see him just a big bulky figure. But even then, he was still the same size as all the other figures. The 2000X line really bumped up some of the characters and particular figures. Now, these don't, if you're not familiar with them, they don't articulate, but they're as good as it can get as far as design and sculpt, and they can fit in with your classics or 2000X figures, even Masterverse, as statues. Yeah, but I like this design of Leech, really cool. He does still have a little bit of the Filmation inspiration going back to the mouth, very similar to the Masterverse Leech, but again, he's a lot smaller going back to that animation. His colors are a little different. Side that's kind of a two different perspectives or looks as far as Leech figures go. And now here's a quick comparison with my Classics Leech and card against the Masterverse Leech. So yeah, the Classics Leech had a wider body design going back to what the Vintage was trying to do. And what's interesting is the Origins copied this head pretty close to it, which I'm going to bring the Origins Leech in next. I know the Classics with the this Leech, they wanted to make larger arms and legs going back, similar to that NECA Staction, maybe not as big, but something like that. And they ran out of tooling money, so they just kind of reused the arms and legs off the He-Man Skeletor. And this is not how they wanted to design him originally. Aside that, he does still look cool. And now, here's that comparison once again with our Masterverse Leech against the Origins Leech, which, yeah, I really like the way he came out. Had the larger body, that Filmation style head. Again, you can see how close it was to that Classics figure. But this Origins Leech too, they just gave him the regular Origins arms instead of giving him larger arms and legs. Again, I guess going back to saving tool money, I kind of wish they were a little larger, but it does what it has to do. So as far as mixing and matching parts, or at least heads, let's see what kind of parts we can switch with these two. Now, because of the new Masterverse Leech is so multicolored, or has a few different colors going on, you might be able to mix things good with this Origins Leech. Okay, so now here's a look with that Origins Filmation-inspired Leech head on our Masterverse Leech. That's very similar to Classics, so if you had a Classics Leech and you wanted to sacrifice the head, probably would work on this figure, but usually Classics heads or the sockets are a lot tighter on the ball pegs, but they can work. Now, of course, the Origins, most of the sockets they fit, the Masterverse and vice versa. you can get it to work. Again, the colors are different, but because of all this mixture of colors, you can mix it around. So the head went on no problem. It can articulate, right? And go up that far down, look left to right. And it's different. It's not a bad look. You want to use this style head on this figure. And of course, I had to throw that vintage-inspired Leech head from the Origins Leech with the sucker face on his figure for a little old-school nostalgia. So you can kind of see he had a difference. I mean, obviously this had a sculpt. This was a little better detailed as far as, let me see. He had ears and head, okay. But if you like that, you want to mix it around, it can work, you know. Same thing, snaps on, go up, down, spin left to right. It's something fun to do with this figure. Okay, so I took this head back off. I put this first Origins head back on this body. I like that head for some reason on the body. The other thing I wanted to try too, we're getting back to the suction cup hand with the larger Masterverse style, New Eternity style peg, we'll call it, right? Took that out. Would have been neat if you wanted to use the Origins suction cups on his hand. Just wanted those old school suction cups, which, I mean, this is a lot better for detail. Yeah, but see, it has a smaller Origins style peg. So for the most part, yeah, we'll go in, of course. If you want to reinforce this, put some tape or an adapter piece, it would kind of look like that. Just put one on one hand to give you an idea if you want to use those. So it is possible for the most part because larger peg. It's not going to fit without customizing or reinforcing somehow. And now, jumping back over to the Origins Leech body. So yeah, I switched what parts I could off the Masterverse Leech onto the Origins Leech, obviously. So I put the head on. Works great. Looks pretty cool. Again, colors off, but just, it can work. You know, it's just different shades of green. Articulates well. Looks pretty cool. So you can see I tried these shoulder pads. They do work. You got to take the suction cup hands off and push them all the way up. Yeah, they're not perfect. You can heat this up, get it over the bicep. I'm not going to overstretch it, but you can make it work, and he articulates okay with them. And, of course, I put the whip in his hand, and as you already seen, the crossbow. You got to mess around with the crossbow. It depends how you turn this suction cup. I think it's better upside down. Yeah, it doesn't clip on as good as the Masterverse. All right, there it goes. So that's a pretty cool setup. And these other little bracers, too, you can kind of use when you take these, you know, suction cups off. But he already has his own sculpted on. They work, but they don't, and then you can't get these on. Not worth it. But aside that, you know, another cool setup for the Origins with Masterverse parts. And moving forward, a couple more quick comparisons. So, of course, we had to get the whole Horde group together. Now we have the Filmation Masterverse Hordak. Right, we have Leech now, Grizzlor, Catra, and Shadow Weaver. All I need is Mantana, Modulok, and yeah, that'd be a great start for me as far as the Horde part of the Masterverse series. And for one last comparison, of course, I had to bring in our Masterverse Shearer against a new Masterverse Leech. So it's those two together. And hopefully we'll see a Masterverse Adora soon. Alright, so that's my overall review on a new Master Universe Wave 13 Masterverse Leech figure, part of the Princess of Power subline. Yeah, I think it's another home run figure, I gotta say that. I really like the head sculpt, the design, the colors, the whip, the crossbow, the new suction cup hands with the lamprey teeth in it, going back to that eel thing, and the feet. You know, again, very Filmation inspired as far as the size and design, but again, some things are changed around, new things are added, colors and things like that. Would have been cool if he was a little bit larger, you know, maybe in the chest, the arms are just taller, and you can see I brought in a new Revolution He-Man, and if you put his legs together, he really towers over Leech, which, to be fair, it's He-Man, I guess you kind of expect that, but at the same time, I sometimes like oversized, menacing, you know, mutant figures and characters, and Leech kind of reminds me of that particular type of character. It should be larger, going back to the 2000X Staction figure, but again, in animation, it's not how you set up, so I'm fine with it. It looks good, and I think everything was done really well. So I appreciate everybody watching, and until next time, take care.